You've probably been trying to market your book, but here's the reality. The cool thing about a book is that it should be marketing you. And when we bring that North Star back in the picture, the idea that a book should be marketing you, your services, and your work, we need to then think about what the author offer really is, especially as a nonfiction author. I want you to think about, if you are really trying to be a speaker, what does the foundation of being a speaker actually mean to you? Look, saying, I just want to be a speaker, it would be nice to speak on stages, or it would be nice to have a consulting business from this, or it would be really cool to coach a lot of people and they would come to me, in droves trying to get help from my coaching services. Those are all great things. And I think they can even grow other services and other types of businesses. However, there is no golden ticket. This is the number one thing that I talk to people about, is that your book is not the golden ticket. Your online presence is not the golden ticket. The next interview isn't the golden ticket. It's a cumulative work, right? It's all of these things working together that help you align with the opportunities that you want. But the thing is you have to know what opportunities you're trying to go after. You have to know what separates you, what is unique about your speaking, your workshop, all that good stuff. What's unique about it? What's fun? What's interesting? Same thing with your coaching services. What packages? Is it a year long? Is it a month long? Is it 6 months? You got to get to know your offer. You have to understand that on so many levels that when somebody signs up for it, even then it's getting better. I've changed my offer about 6 times thus far for the past 2 years. And when I got laid off and I decided to start Rising Authors and start supporting authors in their marketing development, I realized it's really hard to position someone for PR. It's really hard to position someone for, getting on the news or whatever it is that you're trying to do, or get on a really cool podcast that you're really hoping you could get on, without having the foundational things that need to be really intact. So the foundational things is really knowing, okay, when you get all this press, when you get all the media, when you get all the attention, what then happens? What do you want to happen? Of course, okay, this is great that if it leads to book sales, fantastic. But the reality is most nonfiction authors don't make it past, and this is true even for me, 300 books sold in the first week. And I thought I had a big audience. So then what I did is I used my book to, increase my speaking engagements, which I'm charging between $5,000 and $8,000 for speaking. So I just need to book a few a year that help me establish my authority, establish my credibility, so that I can do more marketing strategic consulting, right? So the thing is, once I got clear that, okay, I need to design my offer or my core offers and really stick to them, right? Not flip-flop, not change the offers, not constantly change the price or change the name of the offer. Really get crystal clear. And then from there, I packaged it. I put the whole thing together in a website. And again, in the last 2 years, I've changed and upgraded my website about 5 times. Now I'm a website developer, so I can do that. And I think it's very important that whoever you work with, that you have that flexibility with that person, letting them know that you're probably going to update your website. You're probably going to keep it fresh and clean and add to it. You might want even to develop it on a platform like Squarespace, which is what I use, which helps you really make it easy to, update your website. So the thing, why does that matter? Like at the end of the day, why does that matter? When you really think about it, is that, let's say when you visit any certain website, when you are on LinkedIn and you see somebody sharing something and you go to their website, right? And it looks unprofessional, or you're lost, or you're digging for the information that you really want. How long do you think you're going to be there? Don't worry, I'll wait. Not very long. And if that website isn't really clean on mobile, which you're probably sitting on the throne while scrolling through these things, it's not a good look. Most websites aren't even mobile, especially for authors. It's the last thing they think about. But here's the reality. When you get pitched, or when you're trying to pitch yourself to get to get on a speaking engagement, to get on a podcast, to talk about your book that you're trying to sell, well, these foundational things are not done. They're not clean. They're not cleaned up. They're not updated. Sometimes, you know, when I ask people, can I see your website? They literally cringe. So if you're sitting there thinking that you can get away with charging $10,000 plus for a speaking opportunity, and you're afraid to send people to your website, you have a problem. You have a very big problem, right? So not only that, if you haven't posted anything on LinkedIn or YouTube or Substack or even Instagram in the last 2 weeks, but your expectation for your book to do well is higher than your output in all of these places, then you got to check yourself. Because the reality is there's a lot of noise in the marketing space, in content marketing, digital marketing. There's just a lot of noise. So this is why I tell authors, you got to lean on what makes you unique, not special, meaning like I have all these accolades. I went to the best universities. I did all these fancy things. That's fantastic. Like save that for your book, your story, all that good stuff. But what makes you unique means when I show up to speak, I do a set of activities around the idea of resilience and leadership. I do, certain unique things that make me stand out. I do like a screen printing thing, and I do, a thing where they write what their state of mind is, and then we have them write a letter to their future self, and then we sort of mail them out sort of randomly, and then they get this letter that they wrote themselves from 6 months ago or a year ago, and it kind of comes in unexpected. So I do these little things on top of other things that I do to make my talk experiential, to make it memorable. And so, whatever it, and then same thing with my consulting, same thing with my rising authors work, right? I send out boxes to the people that sign up with me. I do certain things. I fly out to them. I do podcast interviews. I do all kinds of things that make my clients feel special and get the attention that they deserve, and helps them think about the things that they need to be doing in their work so that their offer is also unique. So when we think about things like that, now we're on the right foot, because really there's a lot of people who offer coaching, but not very many people that can offer coaching like you. And it's the you part that is the most important element today. And if you can't lean into the you part and show up on LinkedIn or YouTube or a podcast, or even be wild with how you display your website and how you create it and how you approach it, look, there's just not much that's going to happen, right? I even take out of my profits, between $500 and $700 from my offers that when I work with authors, and I send them a photographer. And they sit down with a photographer and they do a photo shoot so that their website, their photos, they're feeling good, right? And when we put those things together and their website comes together and it comes to life, it is fantastic. It comes together beautifully, right? And they're excited about it. Now they're not cringing when they send their website to someone else to check out. They're actually excited, and the website is doing the selling for them. It's doing a lot of the carrying. It's doing a lot of the credibility and authority that we need to put in someone's mind so that they can trust us, so that they can trust that we will fulfill on a $10,000 speaking opportunity, that we will fulfill on that $300 book order, that we are who we say we are. And the idea is here, as an author, you must embody your message. As it's just clear as daylight. You must embody the message. So it's just how you talk to the people developing your book, the people who are helping you market the book, the people in general, whether they are, doing the podcast with you. It's like how you show up is so, so important. This is why I do this newsletter. This is why I do this YouTube channel. This is why I'm doing this video right now at 6:24 p.m. on a Tuesday night. It's because I want to support my authors. I want to support them in a way that helps them think about what they're doing in a beautiful way, that their work is important and they have to just show up for it in a unique way that's important to them. And that work should be marketing them. That book, when it goes out into the world, should reflect back into the website to book those. I have an amazing author who does these retreats. They're all over the world and they're beautiful and they're amazing. However, we're going to use her book to help her book more retreats, more opportunities. And there are so many people already excited for her book, yet we're going to create a whole brand, a whole system, an audience all around that so that her future retreats are jam-packed and people are excited. And we even talked about how to make those retreats even more unique than they already are. So if you're out there and you're a nonfiction author and you have just written your book, or you're working on your book and getting ready to publish it or launch it, fantastic. Congratulations. The marketing is, it's really one thing. Think about how the book should be marketing you. I learned that from Tucker Max, Charlie Hohen, fantastic group of people who I got to work with at the old Scribe Media. And learning that really shaped the way I think about not only myself and how I market myself, but really just book marketing in general. And I hate to say it, I don't do book marketing. I do author marketing because the reality is most authors are probably going to write another book and another book after that. And so we want to build an umbrella around you, the personal brand, the brand of you. That's what makes you unique, right? And everything else can flow from that. However, we don't want to get too distracted. We want to start with that core offer and where we show up the most often so that the people we're trying to attract come to us over a span of time. And when we think like that, now we're thinking holistically about our approach. It's clear, it's fundamental, and foundational. This is why your offer, your website, your online presence, and strategy matter the most. Those are the three elements that will help you bring back the opportunities you are seeking. If you need support with that, just visit rising-authors.com. I'd love to help you. I'm Hussein Al-Baiaty. I hope this video was plenty helpful for you. Take care. Peace.